This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Cursor.
Conquests of Camelot.
Camelot.
It's like a Merlot. Camelot. King Arthur, The Search for the Grail. Hello, everybody.
Are we going to get a third title?
Eventually. Maybe. Nope.
He's picking his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. He's bored. He's a king.
This is what kings do.
Exactly.
Even a king's nose doesn't pick itself.
Yeah. You might be able to, you know, hire somebody to do that, but
you can pay
I would not trust another person's finger up my nose, honestly.
No, not in medieval times for sure.
You do not have the fine motor control to not cause a bloody nose with your finger up someone else's nose.
And I'm not paying a royal nose picker in an era before toilet paper.
This is also true. That's a good way to get pink eye. Camelot game options. We're gonna see the intro. You ready for the intro?
Oh my god.
Camelot.
Camelot.
My lord
Go.
king, look upon your stronghold Camelot. By strength of spirit, skill of sword, and quickness of mind, beneath your firm and wise hand, the warring tribes of Celts, Saxons, Jutes, and Angles have been brought under control and foreign marauders driven from the shores.
I already love it.
Yeah?
I like how one of them was really short for you, and the other one gave you way too much time.
Your queen is the beautiful Gwen, who loves you and whom you love dearly, yet you know that her deepest and most passionate love is reserved for your greatest friend Lancelot. And because Lancelot is chivalrous, brave, and true friend, you do nothing to bring harm to him or your queen. Instead, you suffer in silence.
Dang.
I have observations about this, but I'll hold them for now, because there's more narration.
Sharing the round table with you are the noble warriors of the realm. Lancelot, Kai, Ector, Gareth, Percival, Gawain, Galahad, and a few others who shouldn't be named here.
They should not.
They don't deserve names.
And I am Merlin, advisor, mentor, and as some would have it, wizard, though my true nature remains a secret known only to the ancient gods and me.
He stole Magneto's hat.
I must speak to you of dark truths. The forbidden love of Guinevere and Lancelot has cast a blight upon your soul, and in doing so has put a curse on your kingdom. Gwen Hiver.
Yep. Lancelot.
The fruit has withered on the vine. Grain dies of disease. While springs and wells turn foul, your people cry out to you for a miracle.
Wait, so we got cucked so hard all the crops died?
Yes, exactly that. You got cucked into a blight.
The fifth horseman, Cucked.
Death, famine, cuckoldry.
Cuckoldry. A vision of the Holy Grail covered in white cloth appeared to you. Jesus Christ, that was a mere long enough. Sir Gawain, Sir Lancelot, and Sir Galahad.
This is all timed. I have no control over.
I know. I can't blame you.
Oh.
Nor would I ever. Gawain, Lancelot, and Galahad have not returned. The search must now fall to you. During this search, you will be sorely tested in physical, moral, and spiritual strength. If you are found wanting in any of these virtues, the Grail will be denied to you, and your kingdom will turn to ashes and dust.
About a 50-50 ratio.
I will watch over you and speak to you, though I will be with you only in spirit, not body.
I prefer that way, actually, I think.
Your inner monologue is just Merlin in this game. So, yeah, there's no narrator, just Merlin looking through your eyes,
Don't be in
making
my
comments
body.
about shit.
Yeah, don't be in my body, Merlin. That's not right.
Arthur seems to be struggling to find anyone to be with him in body.
Ooh. That thing about the Grail was 5 seconds, but this is 30 minutes. 'Tis the floor plan of your stronghold, Camelot. Waste no time in preparing for your vital mission, my lord.
All right. And here we are in Camelot. We have things to do here. But before we do, a couple of observations. I'm sure these things have been observed before. But it does occur to me that they're making some statements here that are kind of self-contradictory. You know, they're saying Guinevere loves you dearly. No, that doesn't feel quite right. And also that Lancelot is a true friend. I also think that is not true. I mean, unless just at some point they were like, you know, the three of them, or like Guinevere and Arthur were like open relationship. Yeah, you know, maybe it was even Arthur's idea. Is like, I want to sleep around. Let's have an open relationship.
That can't be true
king.
because they'd already said you know, but you didn't do anything.
Well, yeah, I guess. Maybe they were like, they had the conversation. He's like, yeah, it's cool. And then he's like not getting any action, but you know, all of a sudden his best buddy from college is banging Guinevere. He's like, you're still my best pal. You know?
Oh gosh.
It's sort of the classic setup where Arthur has asked for an open relationship and then quickly discovered that Guinevere is the only named female character in continuity.
Essentially so.
Well, guys.
And thusly the quest for the Grail begins.
So
because, yes,
on the
we have been cucked so hard that a blight
so
happened.
hard that we need that Holy Grail.
It's every kind of drought all at once. It's a true dry spell.
And naturally, the solution to this is not to, you know, talk to Guinevere and go to therapy.
No.
No. You must leave.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Suffering
if
in silence.
King Arthur can't get his dick wet, nothing can be wet.
The kingdom will just dry out.
Yes.
Nothing can be wet. Yeah, that's a shame. That's unfortunate. I didn't realize that Merlin was the narrator. And there's going to be a lot of Ed Wynn up in here.
Yeah. So
Good. As long as we're all cool with that.
I mean, I'm good with it. I enjoy Ed Wynn. If you had decided that it was going to be like Christopher Walken as Merlin, I would be 100% on board.
My lord.
If it was Christian Bale, I would have been 100% on board. If it was nerdy Jake Ryan, 100% on board.
Oh, and I said, I'll see how long it takes for me to not be okay with it.
Yes, and please let me know. God. This was a request.
Might be Julia's last series.
Well, if we get sick of Ed Wynn being the narrator, then, you know,
We're
our
allowed
pal
to stop. Yeah.
Merlin Bird ID can cast a spell and make himself sound like Luke again.
So the reason it seems like we're beholden to this is that I did agree to do this on the Discord. So if you're not on the Discord, join today. We
have
had a
great
request.
power over us there.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just thought, because I've never played this before, so I just thought Merlin was just going to appear, a couple times. And I'm like, no problem. No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, when I saw that conversation on Discord, I was like, oh, that's a check that we are going to cash, and it might be a bad one. So,
That's
anyway, for anyone who does not know level 0 NPCs,
First of all, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you wanted some Conquests of Camelot and the Venn diagram between enjoyment of Conquests of Camelot and enjoyment of Wynn, you are not in that crossover space. This might be a rough series for you, but we'll see where this goes.
If you don't want to hear Matt as Wynn as Merlin, who hurt you?
That's fair. Maybe, I could just make Arthur a really straight-laced guy. Okay, here's my fucking question. Okay?
Yes?
Can I ask a question? Can I straight up ask a question?
You may.
Okay, this has to do with me creating the splash art that I created last night.
Please.
In all of the prologue in that we saw, in that we just watched, Arthur,
that one from just a moment ago,
has long red hair in braids and ponytails.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as we start playing the game, he has brown hair that's cut fairly short and a beard.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a beard all the way through, but I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with this as when I'm making a thumbnail.
You're out already.
That is entirely your prerogative, is what I would say.
Well, I made him in this form. Mm-hmm. This is the form I made.
It's great.
It's great. I like it. I like it very much.
Thanks.
Well, I
just didn't know what to do.
I had a question as well.
You were asking whether you were going to change the splash art. I thought you were saying, Matt, that you were just like objecting to the game.
I was objecting to the portrayal of Arthur
in the game
in multiple different ways in the first 5 minutes of the game.
In the first 5 minutes of the game. Yeah.
It smacks of concept artist and full screen image artist not communicating directly with sprite artist.
It does. Yeah. You're right. Julia, you're gonna ask something.
Yeah. Who all has played this?
Oh.
So I've played a little bit of this.
How long ago?
Just a little bit. Oh, very long time ago. I didn't have a copy of it on my own, so I played it at a friend's house briefly, and that is about the extent in which I have played this game. Which means we are going to be using a walkthrough, because I know that this game is notoriously hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never, ever played this game. Mm-hmm. And upon seeing it, I'm like, why? Mm-hmm. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, it's fantastic.
I've never played any Sierra game.
It's crazy.
My only exposure to Sierra is Sierra Saturday.
That's crazy talk.
That's truly it.
So what about you, Julia?
I actually played this game for the first time to completion with, of course, help with the walkthrough, of course. 2019, I think. 2019, 2020, that area. So not that long ago. Long ago for me.
Not that long
ahead of us.
Yeah. But it's awesome. It's gorgeous and awesome. Yep. Yeah. And held up. Like, I was kind of afraid, this is one of the Sierra games I didn't play back in the day. So I wasn't super nostalgic for it, but it's super held up. I think it's a really good game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, both of the Conquest games hold up extremely well. Mm-hmm. Like, they're well written. Christy Marx is a fantastic game designer. There are some mean, I won't call them mean-spirited. There are some mean parts of the game. I don't necessarily entirely fault Christy Marx for putting things in where it's like, oh, you didn't do this thing 2 hours ago, I guess you're fucked. But those do exist in this game and also in Conquest of the Longbow. As a matter of fact, there's something I will note while we are playing in the early game here that's very easy to miss, and also very easy to like think you picked up and not have picked up. That will absolutely just straight up end your game hours from now if you don't pick it up while you're in Camelot. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Era appropriate.
Era appropriate, yes.
Look at all these points.
Yeah.
The game made such a strange choice to open with the cuckoldry. It's like, okay, we're making a game about King Arthur. What do we know about King Arthur? Magic sword, friends with the wizard, the
Round table.
sword in the stone, lady in the lake, so many things. And just right away, intro is like, welcome to Camelot. Your name is King Arthur. You're a huge cuck. The most famous cuck in history.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's definitely an angle to approach the game by.
You're
And
so
it is the
cucked,
angle
everyone
that
else is fucked.
Yeah. So, hey, that's fine. I don't know if that, I don't know enough about Arthurian legend to know whether Camelot and England was, blighted due to, Guinevere getting some from Sir Lancelot or not. But at the very least, that is the choice that was made for this game. So, here we are. And we're in the very beginning. And as you can see, there are 3 vectors by which we will be judged. Skill points, wisdom points, and soul points. And depending on sort of our mix of these at the end of the game, there are things that will be available to us and or denied to us. Particularly, we might find the Grail, and I don't know if you get, Raiders of the Lost Ark if you try and pick it up without enough soul points, but it will at least be denied to us if we are not pious enough and don't, do the things we need to do. So
Okay. Well,
in your playthrough, Julia, did you get a perfect score? Did you really meticulously follow a playthrough,
No.
or a walkthrough, I should say?
Yeah.
Okay.
When the Grail appeared to us earlier, they said the Grail appeared under a shroud.
Oh yeah, I was going to
And-
point that out too. Yeah.
The conclusion that had to be the Grail is pretty wild. Like, that could have been a Pac-Man ghost.
Oh, there's something cylindrical under a cloth.
Must be the Holy Grail.
they just looked at each other every night, just knew that's the Grail. That's the Grail.
Yeah. And it's the only thing that can save us from this cuck drought that's killing all the peasantry.
That's it.
Yeah. So let's have a look around.
When you... Oh, wait, sorry. That's actually Merlin's voice. Hold on.
It's because I was doing a different wizard
You
voice.
were.
I didn't do the
You
Ed
were.
Wynn.
You threw me.
Sorry.
And that's all right. When you are in need of solitude, this is your room. It is sparsely furnished, as befits a warrior king.
Wow.
King.
Warrior king or a guy in university that can't afford shit. So he sleeps on a mattress on the ground without even a box spring.
It's the room of a man who doesn't need a double bed.
What woman would be able to refuse this room? God
Yeah.
damn it.
Let's take a look at our bed, actually.
It is a bed, of course. Even a king must sometimes sleep alone when the queen is indisposed, if you know what I
Oh
mean.
my gosh, this is really laying it on
Yeah.
thick. I feel.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think everything in Camelot is just like, oh, by the way, King Arthur, sorry, man. Feel for you, man.
I love that everyone knows, but he's not talking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, they're hinting at it, but not talking about it. Let's
Yeah.
look at the ground.
Oh.
I see nothing that is significant to your mission.
Let's look at the rug.
The best/worst part is that he still considers Lancelot his best friend. That's the part I cannot get over.
People are complicated,
Yes.
you know? A three-armed Celtic symbol adorns your rug. Perhaps a reminder of the threefold great goddess of creation, life, and death.
Yeah, he's got all of these other round table knights who are like perfectly nice guys. Really, they probably would love to get to know King Arthur better, but he's like, no, Lancelot is my best buddy.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Lancelot's the best.
Best
He's
at
really the
everything,
best.
apparently.
Yeah. Like on some
Including
level,
satisfying the king's wife.
yeah, like on some level, I think Arthur sort of kind of understands. I think he gets it.
Well, if he loves his wife that much, then he would want her to be happy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the reason the kingdom has gone into sort of a magic drought is not because of the cuckoldry itself, but because the king is not yet ready to admit that he enjoys being a cuck.
It's true. It could be, but apparently, like he's very distraught about it all. But,
What are you getting that from?
I don't know.
Luke?
Maybe the pressure. It was in the
Manual? Back
in
of the box?
the narration at the very beginning.
In the narrate, it did say he was super up. He bears the weight of this.
Oh, I missed that
And
part.
as such, the kingdom is I think it's not connected personally, but
He's so sad about it that everyone is going to die.
like you get a hot summer. Yeah, I don't think you can blame it on that. I think it's just Anyway,
Yeah.
let's look at something else.
Lancelot and Guinevere had sex so hot the sun got hotter. Damn.
They're in a stone castle and the walls are still rattling. Let's look at this table.
Your purse lies where you tossed it upon the table last night.
Get purse. There you go.
Nice.
Look at purse. It's a little purple bag.
What does it smell like?
Look. Sniff purse.
Your words are clear enough, but your meaning eludes me. There's gonna be a lot of that.
Look in purse. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I have no money.
What? This is the king.
Truly
Gold, silver, or
kingly.
copper. Yeah. Let's look at. We got a shield over there.
Upon this shield is the red dragon, in token of your surname, Pendragon, which comes from the Welsh words meaning Supreme War Chief.
There you go. Let's look at this sword.
You received your sword, Excalibur, from the Lady in the Lake. By her blessings, may it serve you well.
All right. Looks like that our armoire.
Your mail tunic is made of overlapping metal scales, a design copied from Roman cavalry armor.
Neato. Let's put on our armor.
I'm fairly certain I drew him with chainmail.
No, you did. You absolutely did.
I fucked it up. You cannot wear armor over your court clothes. Don't be stupid. Your traveling clothes are in the south corner of your room. You know this.
Okay, well, let's get changed then.
A mysterious request. Try to rephrase it more clearly. I even told you where your clothes are.
Clothes?
How wise of you.
Oh, that's cool. Hey.
Same clothes, but purple. And then you cover it in armor.
Whoa.
It's awesome.
Oh, and he gets his stuff.
Yeah. Oop. I need to
2.
turn on numlock.
That armor stand now definitely looks like a microphone stand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sing the hits.
get microphone stand.
The word microphone sounds familiar, yet I cannot fathom your purpose in it.
I like at least that they're kind of telling you exactly what words are not in their lexicon. Let's look out window.
From these windows you see the outer wall of Camelot, and the hills, fields, and forests beyond. Unfortunately, you cannot see the Queen's bower from here. Rumor in the palace is that she placed her bower deliberately out of your sight, but that's only rumor.
Oh my god.
Julia was informing me earlier that the purples in this scene are achieved by dithering, because there's not a purple in the palette.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those who are not familiar, and or those of you watching on CRTs and getting a very weird banding effect, we have, for the average viewer that is watching this on, an LCD or sort of any sort of modern screen, we have added a CRT effect to the game screen here. It's not quite perfect, but it does the job, and it also allows via sort of various techniques to kind of bleed some of the colors together, which is a little bit more sort of the effect that you would get looking at an old retro game on a CRT screen. This is kind of emulating that. If you're watching it on a CRT screen, throws everything the fuck off, because these these scan lines that are being emulated here are obviously not going to show up correctly on your CRT, and their scan lines will be a different size than your TV scan lines, and everything will go all fucky. But regardless, it's really cool to see sort of how the pixels were sort of meant to look, and how the artists probably saw it when they were creating it as well. So. But yeah, these purples are basically just a checkerboard pattern of dark blue and magenta to make this a deep royal purple.
That's amazing.
Then you're
It was really worth the extra effort.
Absolutely. I mean, when you only have 16 colors to work with, dithering is kind of your biggest tool for adding more color to your scene, right? Like, you must have done a fuck ton of dithering in Crimson Diamond. Did you do that by hand, or did you have like some sort of dithering fill tool that you were using?
Like I did layer masks, so there would be just a whole checkerboard that would be a color and then like transparent, alternating squares.
Okay.
And it would be just covered the entire screen, but then I do a layer mask, which means I would just basically like paint in the parts and paint out the parts that didn't want dithered. Yeah.
Right. And you didn't use like a traditional pixel art program like Aceprite or like Graphic Scale or something like that. You went on. You did most of your stuff in Photoshop.
I did. I even did most of the just about like 99% of the animations in Photoshop as well. Although I did how do you say it? Aceprite? How do you?
Aceprite, I think.
Aceprite?
I don't honestly know. I use graphic skills, so I never really bothered to learn to pronounce it. But I think it's Aceprite.
Yeah, it's Aceprite.
Instead of Asprite, which I would have thought it should be. But
I thought that initially.
There's an errant E in there.
I did a couple animations for the Crimson Diamond from Aceprite because I was trying it out, but then I just ran scurrying back to my comfort zone of Photoshop. So,
Back in the day when I made shitty games for Facebook, I did a ton of animating in Photoshop using like the Photoshop like animation tab that is like constantly under threat of vanishing into obsolescence.
It's funny, when I got my first games industry job, well, I went to a job fair of sorts for games industry. And I brought my portfolio, which was all pixel art. And the company that ultimately did hire me, I talked to their HR guy, and he was like, your pixel art here is really nice. Nobody's going to be hiring pixel artists anywhere here. This is Japan's like game industry. They're like, yeah, pixel is just going away. Nobody and I mean, this is also pre-indie era. Like, this is shortly before like Super Meat Boy and Fez and all those games, and sort of the indie revolution happened. You know, I got my start at a little console house in Japan, right? Yeah, ironically, also one of their most popular games was had a very pixel art style. It's a game called Yusha no Kuseni Namae Ikida. I think it's called like what is it? Something Badman. It's a sort of almost anthill style, ant farm style, like dungeon builder kind of game. Anyway,
Sweet.
yeah.
I was created by dithering.
You were created by dithering.
Dithering sperm and eggs.
If you get really, really close to Matt, you
Checkerboard
can...
pattern of sperm and ovaries.
Yeah, and when
If you
you,
get-
Not
if you-
ovaries,
when you-
ova. Yeah.
when you zoom out, you get me.
if you get really up close to Matt, you can see that he is faintly microscopically checked. 2 distinct tones.
There is nothing of import to you here, and urgent matters the way you elsewhere, remember?
I'm just gonna say we probably don't want to read this line because anytime I click on a new room,
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Often Gwen Hiver may be found here in the Queen's Power.
Often. Like, this is hilarious to me. This writing is incredible. She's often there. Like, a lot. Like, really often. Like, multiple times a day.
well, she is the queen and it is her bower, so you know. that's
She's a
prerogative,
sleepy
I guess.
lady.
Sleepy lady, uh-huh. That's what she says.
I'm gonna keep calling her Gwen Hiver.
Gwen Hiva.
Gwen Hiver. That implies the existence of a Gwen hive that she tends.
That's her job. Yep.
That's what she calls her fans on her Instagram. What's up, Gwen Hive?
The Hive crew. Gwen Hiver awaits you in her bower. The blight on Camelot has not spared this place, once the most beautiful garden in the land.
Look at Gwen.
If there is any news of Lancelot, Gwen Hiver is bound to know it. Jesus.
Nothing about what Guinevere looks like, or this is your beloved wife, or the Queen of Camelot, or anything like that. No, the only thing on Merlin's mind, at least, is this is Gwen. If you want to know where Lancelot is, this is probably the person to talk to.
Anything about him, like anything, like really anything,
Yeah.
like intimate things you want to know about, all kinds. You just ask her.
Yeah, she'll know.
Yeah.
Maybe Arthur's jealous of Guinevere, not of Lancelot. Like maybe that's why it's like, he's my best friend and he's so big and strong.
Also possible.
He doesn't
Also
hang out with
possible.
me as much anymore.
He's always here.
You-
I would gladly speak more, but I beg you to delay not another moment in beginning your mission. Lancelot's coming along shortly, so take off, man.
Well, let's ask about Lancelot.
We are just good friends. However, it is true that I was the last person to talk to him before he went seeking the Grail. He said he would seek information from the Lady of the Lake. The Watery Tart. Which is a Monty Python reference, of course.
Of course it is.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Let's ask about the garden.
I would gladly speak more, but I beg you to delay not another moment in beginning your mission. Lancelot may be coming back any moment. It would be super awkward. You were here too.
If my husband were here.
Yeah, in my bower. It's out of eye shot and earshot. It is the last and most beautiful of my red roses. It would please me if you took it as a token of my love.
Take
isn't
it as
that
a
nice?
token of my like.
Yeah. I like to live in a castle.
My
That's the
tolerance of
token.
you. I like to live in a castle. Yeah, that's okay. Let's get.
It's a token
the
of my
rose.
tolerance.
Wear it next to your heart. In time of need, it will guide you through danger if you recite the message of the rose.
Ask about message.
It is written in the Liber Ex Doctrina.
That is a booklet that came with the game. So there is, much like also in Conquests of the Longbow and many other Sierra games, like, you know, the police quest games and stuff like that, they came with feelies that also were critical for you to finish the game, including not just hints, but actual, like, solutions to puzzles that they will not tell you about in the game itself.
They came a lot with feelies.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of miss those days, you know.
I used to love it.
Yeah.
Opening that box, seeing what crazy shit was in there. Ugh.
I remember particularly, like, the Space Quest games came with little sort of galactic newspaper shit that was just fucking wild. Yeah. Anywho, I think we're let's look at the fountain.
The fountain has run dry, like most of Camelot's water, and something about you and your wife.
Not to mention your love life.
All right. Well, let's give her a little kiss. Kiss Gwen.
Ew. Ooh.
Oh. You guys both missed.
She turned her head. Do you know when Lancelot's coming back, dear? Have you heard from Lancelot?
I can't have your breath on me. All right, off we go.
If you see Lancelot, tell him I miss him.
This is the Lady's Tower. You have no business there at the moment whatsoever.
Who do you think you are, Lancelot?
Yeah, you know the deal. Here is your treasury.
Oh, so good.
All right. Shirtless guy with sword. Look at guy. Okay. Look at man.
He is a powerfully built man, well able to defend this tower and your treasure. Heed his advice.
Ask about man.
I wish I could tell you something useful, my lord.
Ask about. Let's look at the money. It's a lie.
What? I see nothing that is significant to your mission. Its job before me is filled with coins. One with gold coins, one with silver coins, and one with copper coins.
Let's get some money.
Aye, gladly, if you will, but provide me with the purse to fill.
Give.
Is this guy speaking rhymes? Thank you, my lord. I shall fill it according to your wishes.
Not quite. Let's get some gold.
Oh, look him move over.
You now have gold coins, my lord.
I'll come back for more money later.
Oh.
There is room for more, my lord, but here it is as you command.
Thank you. All right. So
I guess it stands to reason that we'd have all the gold that we wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, although only as much as we can carry. So
this is the chapel of the two gods. Two.
Maybe you should send the treasurer to Guinevere. She seems sad.
Let's look at the chapel.
The double altar in the chapel of the two gods reflects the power struggle between an old and new religion.
Whoa.
All right. Look at left altar.
On the right altar of Christ. On the left is the altar of Mithras.
All right. Well, let's go pay our respects to the cooler religion. Yeah.
That is the cross where Mithras was crucified. Mithras just has a very different body plan from Jesus.
Oh, Mithras.
No. He's just got his arms up, his legs spread out, and he's got a really long wang. They needed to nail it to the cross too.
It was so big that they were worried he might use it to escape.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's give gold.
Do you think Lady Guinevere worships Mithras?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
She seems like the type. Mithras sends you visions of your missing knights, and listen, their voices call out to you in distress. Fuck! Save me! Most valiant king, I am injured unto death by a black fiend! The green leaf...
Oh,
Fuck you!
Oh, this guy.
Arthur, I cannot move, I cannot escape, and I am so cold, so terribly cold. Ah, how can she be so heartless?
How can she be so heartless?
Yeah, lost in the darkness, hidden from light and life, and only the rats turn to lust for my flesh and blood. I will die here unless you help me, king.
Remember that. I gotta do that.
I like that you went to ad-lib him, and then as you read it, you were like, no, that's pretty funny. You just kind of kept with it. Actually, I don't have something funnier than
Ringo, too.
you were about to just do gibberish. I'm like, wait, rat's lusting for his flesh. That's pretty good.
That's good.
All right, let's be fair and... Oh, wait.
Give.
Gold.
Ting.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Bloop.
The flame is lit. You have been blessed, and now something shimmers in the air. A vision of the Grail appears to you. Christ sends it to remind you that only a man of purity may attend this sacred cup.
This makes so much more sense now.
Remember, the fate of Camelot rests not only in you finding the Grail, but your worthiness to possess it. Never forget. There's even
it's
numbers
Jesus'
for it.
fault. He's like, you need to be celibate.
Jesus is like, this is my cup. You want it?
All right,
You can
now let's
have it.
Now we're gonna fill our pockets
What? Oh, is it like...
because we had to spend some gold. So I'm just gonna go refill my money. Okay. Get gold. Oh wait a minute. Give purse.
I have emptied the purse, so we may begin again. What is your command?
Get gold.
There's a like an Easter egg here in the scene, isn't there? I don't know how to get it though.
Maybe I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
actually.
there's a Monty Python Easter egg, I think, in this scene. I don't know. Yeah, but
There are silver coins in your pears.
There's a rat that scurries by
yeah, it's
sometimes.
adorable.
Yeah, there it is.
Indeed. This guy's giving me a lot more of the smaller money than the bigger money.
I've given you
some
your
more gold?
copper coins. Your purse is full, my liege.
I filled it with copper, just like I thought you would want.
Ha ha ha!
Get purse.
Ha ha ha! Here it is, my lord, as you command. Ha ha ha!
Let's look at the rat.
When you have seen one rodent, you have seen them all. That's not true.
That's not true.
Merlin, that's the least wise thing you've said.
Can I right-click to look at things?
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, I can.
The chests contain gems and jewels, set in gold and silver plates, goblets and gold and silver, and other fine items of gold and silver and plates and jewels. And whatnot. They are bundles that are stored here.
And situations.
Whatnot situations.
Let's ask you about bundles.
Those bundles belong to Sir Gawain. They are all his worldly possessions, which he left in my keeping, for I was the last man to see him ere he left. Ha ha ha.
Ask about Gawain.
I was the last to see Sir Gawain. He made sure to take copper coins along with silver and gold. He told me that he planned to search for the Grail in the ruins of Glastonbury Tor.
Well, we have a lead.
That is the last that I or any man has heard of him. Ha ha ha.
What's the bundles? Okay. Can I snoop in Gawain's stuff?
Do it.
Open bundles.
It was sealed by Sir Gawain when he left here, and he charged me to see that the seal is not broken, except by his own hand, unless he is dead. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but I'm the king. He's just a sir.
I'll fight you.
Open chests.
Nay, leave it be. Your mission must be kept humble, for safety as well as your soul's sake.
We can't roll out of here in style to quest for the Grail.
No.
We can't glamp our way there.
No glamping.
Yeah. Julia, you want to quickly see if you can find how to get that Easter egg?
Let me take a look here.
I thought it was like, something like ham and jam and scramble or something like that, but I don't remember for sure. Ham and jam?
Okay.
There are times when even I, Merlin, am without an answer.
Okay, while still in Camelot, go to Treasury Room, type ham and jam and spam a lot.
Oh, okay, so I was close.
Yeah.
I had to do the whole thing.
And then, like that. Yeah, exactly. You're ridiculous.
Nice. Nice.
'Tis a silly place.
Aww.
In memory of Graham Chapman. Nice.
Nice.
I didn't realize that Graham Chapman passed away so long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Does Mithras have any, like, sick pagan artifacts that we can quest for instead of the Grail?
Instead of.
Yeah. Well, the Grail's kind of like no sex and wealth, you know?
You have granted possession of the small tower room to me, where only the brave dare to tread, and even then, with caution. Whoa!
I'm a badass. Yeah.
I guess pagan is probably not the right term for Mithras. Mithrasism.
I am as I appear.
Mithraism, apparently.
Crystals?
It is simply a large and beautiful chunk of quartz. Nothing more, nothing to see here.
Oh, so good.
I get off on minerals.
Literally.
Let's look at the big map.
It is a map of the Summerlands, as your kingdom is often known.
England, known well for being summer-like most of the time.
Summerlands. Summerlands.
Well, the England we know now is post-Cucked.
That's true.
It's much rainy. It's rainy and foggy now.
All the time.
Cornwall to the west, and some lands beyond, including the island of Erie. Erie. However, you should study it very closely before you leave, and determine where your search for the Grail should take you.
Alright, let's look at the table.
Here I conduct my delicate experiments in alchemy. The table is covered with beakers and flasks. Oh!
Let's look at the scroll.
The scroll is from Jerusalem and written in Aramaic. You may read my translation of it, scribbled there in the margins.
Look, it's just dick butt.
Gotcha! According to the writer of this scroll, a mule is of great value in Jerusalem. The writer says, so great is the value of a mule, that it is sure of foot and gentle of nature, that it is above all the gold and treasures of earth. Sounds a bit exaggerated to me, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. So basically, what they're saying is, if you can find a mule that is sure-footed and also gentle, then it is the most valuable treasure.
What is this? Gold Rush?
Yeah, not far from it.
Have you seen my bookshelf, Lobster? It's my most prized possession. Don't listen to me. It's a real thing. That is my personal chest. I keep various odds and ends in there. Look inside if you like. Go ahead.
It's filled with anthrax. I die as soon as I open the chest.
Oh.
Gotcha! Inside my chest is a lodestone, a magical stone that will always show you where true north lies. This one is shaped like a tiny sword, the tip of which will point to north as it dangles from a string attached to its center.
You can also use it as a sword if you get shrunk.
You never know. Take it, Arthur.
And also,
I prepared it especially for you.
yeah, you can also stab an olive and have it with a drink.
Or your eye.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's
Yeah.
it.
You can pop it. You can pop out your eye and then have that as a garnish for your cocktail.
So,
Pro tip.
It's very easy not to realize that with that whole like, oh, take it, it's yours thing, that you didn't just automatically take it. You absolutely do not have it. Yes, you have to get lodestone.
Harsh.
And the lodestone is absolutely critical for something that happens much later in the game. So
Kiwi.
if you didn't come up to talk to Merlin, if you didn't snoop in his chest, and if you didn't pick up the lodestone, you'd be kind of fucked later in the
Can we
game.
look at it and also the rose?
Oh, God. There we go.
These mysterious stones may come from the stars. Always some part of a lodestone will point to true north. It is therefore a very useful thing to have on a long journey.
So it's just a magnetized compass needle.
They don't have any pictures.
Can we check out Merlin's sword on the wall?
Oh, we just said there's no pictures. There is a picture.
Oh.
That is a big sword. It's true. Oh, I should not add a weird E.
That is my sword, and perfectly ordinary. My weapons are of a less physical nature.
Ooh, let's ask about magic.
Okay. What would you have me tell you? You are a warrior, a man of the real world. You must rely upon your wits, skills, strength, and virtue of character to combat any magic that you might encounter.
Okay. But
I like how he said he prepared the lodestone especially for us, and he carved it into a little sword because he knows we like swords.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Go memorize the map.
Yeah.
It is very thoughtful of him.
Let's go take a look at the map. Use arrows to move or select with mouse.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
All right,
God.
time for some history. Oh, this is our fucking computer screen episode. All right. We're about an hour into the episode anyway, so why don't we go ahead and cut it off here? We will do a look at every dot on the map episode next time, but for now, that's Conquests of Camelot,
God.
everybody. It's begun.
Look, the lodestone in the bottom right corner there, shaped like a sword, just the way we like it.
Yeah, pointing north. Except I think Merlin said that the blade tip pointed.
I don't
north?
remember.
It's a confusing lodestone.
I don't remember.
All right, so we're gonna leave you here on this beautiful map of Britannia Australis in 800 AD.
Beautiful. Press F6 to exit.
Stick and stay, everybody. We'll be back soon.
Very soon. Very soon. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. First of all, I'm impressed you stuck around to the end. Second of all, we will put out a second episode later today.
Yep. 2 episodes every weekend. Also, both on Saturday.
Yep. And then nothing all week. That's what you
and
get.
Nothing at all for the rest of the week.
And stick and stay is what we tell people at the end of the episode. We don't necessarily know what it means, but it's vaguely aspirational.
Yep. We say stick and stay. Sometimes we say we're really into you. Sometimes we say, see you in the tomorrow times.
Find yourself a tomorrow. Find yourself a future.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Speakeasy.
Have yourself a future.
Speakeasy passwords.
Speakeasy passwords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one, by the way.
I need it.
If you want to know more about that,
Join us next
you'll
time.
have to stick around. You'll have to join us next week. Or not next week. Next episode.
Yeah. Cool out.
Well, you can watch it next week. I'm not going to stop. Bye, everybody. See you.
Bye, I love you.
This
Bye.
actual map has press F6 to exit on it, like in the archives of a museum. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Go keep
Oh,
going.
that
If you
would
press
that
F6,
would
then you just cease to exist.
that would fuck up a historian so bad. Like a tapestry with press F6 to exit in just modern English embroidered into the corner, carbon dated like 3,000 years ago.
I just really like it. That's all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Let's save the game. Oh, I did not write those save
Oh my
games.
god, that's freaky.
Map.
I don't remember
yeah.
there being so many references to Arthur being a simp. I didn't remember that in the writing, but it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just gloss over getting Excalibur and becoming king. Kind of like the big things that we know about King Arthur, and we'll cut right to the cuckoldry.
It's great. It's great.